In this video, I want to give a quick overview to using YouTube for marketing purposes. First, though, a bit of background about the site itself. YouTube is a video sharing site, and most of the content is uploaded by individuals, but companies and corporations can upload footage too. And it's the second largest search engine on the net. YouTube was acquired by Google in 2006, and the two sites work very closely together. For example, you can sign in to YouTube using your Gmail account. Now, YouTube is good for both business to business and business to consumer communication. And YouTube offers many advantages to marketers. First of all, it's highly engaging. It's passive and it's hard to look away from, and the brain has evolved to pay attention to moving images and sounds. Think about it for a moment. If you're in a room talking to someone and the TV's on, no matter how hard you try otherwise, you're going to find yourselves, just sort of looking across just to check the TV, just to see what's on. It's irresistible, and that's one of the big advantages that YouTube has and videos on YouTube have over static pages, because they are highly, highly engaging. And a YouTube video lets you put your message across in a highly persuasive and engaging manner. You can speak directly to your audience. You can lend personality to your organization. You can have music as part of your YouTube video, which can help you sell emotional points. If you think about it, when you go to the movies, if you listen to the background music, it really does emphasize some of the points that are being made, tension or sadness or happiness or upbeat. And you can use that in your YouTube videos to help get people in the right sort of frame of mind to buy your product or service. And of course, it lends more power to everything that you say. And YouTube videos can be viewed on computer desktops. You can watch it on your desktop or your laptop. You can watch it on smartphones, and you can also watch YouTube videos on tablets. Now, there are several types of videos that you can use for marketing. There are straight out advertisements. There are viral videos. There are vlogs or video blogs. There are tutorials, interviews, events, and presentations. You can have just a very simple video, just a PowerPoint presentation with a voiceover. A word about viral videos, though. Directly salesy type videos tend not to go viral very often. The best type of viral video is something that catches the public's imagination. I'm sure you've seen all sorts of videos or mentions of videos like, skateboarding cats and that sort of thing. But the way to capitalize on a viral video or on a quirky video that you hope will go viral is not to make it too salesy, but just to say have a link to your website at the end, or a mention of your website URL at the end, to encourage people to go to your site. That's the way to make a viral video work for you as a marketing tool. Now, of course, when you're making YouTube videos, you want to make sure that your videos are good quality. Because if you've got a crummy video, people are going to think that you make a crummy product or you provide a crummy service. So quality is king when it comes to making a good YouTube video. High definition 1080 is the best. That's the one that they recommend. Some people think you should shoot 4K. Personally, I don't think that it's worthwhile going that far at the moment, although as the internet evolves quite quickly, that might be something to bear in mind for the future. Above all else, though, your YouTube videos should be well shot and edited. Like I was saying earlier, make sure that they are good quality. And you should consider hiring a production company or a videographer if this sort of thing isn't your forte. Because if your video looks amateurish, like I was saying, it's going to reflect badly upon you, because people do judge the quality of the product or service they're going to get from you by the quality of the video that they see on YouTube. And the more often your video gets watched, the higher it will rise in the rankings on YouTube. And top-ranked videos also show up in the Google search results for their particular keyword. This is another way that Google and YouTube work closely together. If you've got a really popular video on YouTube, then it's going to show up in the Google search results for the particular keyword as well. So you do actually kill two birds with one stone in that way. Getting started with YouTube is very easy. As I was saying earlier, you can sign in with your Google ID. You can then come here to where it says My Channel. Let's just click on that. And you can customize it in a similar way that you can with your Facebook page and your Twitter homepage and that sort of thing. And then you can start uploading videos. You can have featured channels and so on. And it's all fairly straightforward. Once you've got a video up on YouTube, you can have it for everybody to see. It can be publicly displayed, or what you can do is you can restrict it so that only people that you send the link to can watch it, or only people who are signed into YouTube. So it does give you a lot of flexibility, both for marketing to a wider audience and also for restricting it to a narrow audience as well. There are two really new video streaming applications that are hitting the market right now, and they are really, really hot. One is called Periscope and the other is called Blab, and I want to tell you about them in this video. First of all, let me tell you about Periscope. Periscope is a live video streaming smartphone app for iOS and Android. It was launched in 2014 and it was acquired by Twitter before the product was even launched. So the guys at Twitter knew that this was really going to be a winner. And Periscope enables users to send live video to other smartphone users equipped with the app. And the video can also be watched through desktops or laptops via the app, or it can be viewed on Twitter's website. And the video is retained online for 24 hours and then deleted. And you can subscribe to the Periscope broadcasts of people that you follow on Twitter. So it's almost like a video version of Twitter, really. And you can broadcast to everyone, or you can broadcast just to those people who you select to watch. And this is great for product launches. It's good for product demonstrations where you actually have to show something being done. You don't have to rely on a YouTube video. You can actually show them in real time. It's also good for things like live video podcasts. Let's just take a look at what the app looks like. You can see here's a mock-up of a homepage provided by Periscope. And what you do when you're getting ready to shoot the video, you give it a tagline, click on the button that says Start Broadcast, and then you can start video streaming directly from your smartphone immediately. So that goes out in real time, and you can make it either public so that everyone can see it, or private, just the people that you nominate to see it. And then once it's up on the site, you can get feedback from it, and people can watch it right away. And like I was saying earlier, it is also kept on their site for 24 hours. And another thing that you can do, a bit like Instagram, you can have geolocations. You can show where this particular thing was shot. And it is, as I say, available on the website for 24 hours afterwards. And you can find out more about Periscope at periscope.tv. You can also download the app from the Apple App Store, or you can get it on Google Play. You can also find out a lot of information about them from their Twitter feed, and their Twitter ID is Periscope Co. Now let's talk about Blab. Blab is a smartphone app, and it belongs to Bebo. Lots of people thought Bebo was gone forever, but it has actually come back via this Blab app. And it lets you view up to 4 video streams at the same time. So this is perfect for video conference calls, it's perfect for coaching sessions, and it's also good for direct communication with customers. It's all fairly new, so let me just show you the infographic that they have on their website. You can read it here at blab.im/about. And if I scroll down a bit, you can see what it's all about. You've got topic-driven conversations. You can have up to 4 people on the air at the same time. You can record the whole thing or just a portion of it. And you've got live audience participation here at the side. Let's go down a bit further. You can see what some of these people are using Blab for. You can see it's being used for after-show discussions, interviews, recording podcasts, coaching and teaching, and for discussion. So all very practical uses that you can put Blab to. And you can see from this graph here that it really is growing quite tremendously. And the average user spends about 65 minutes per day watching Blabs, over an hour of interaction, which is pretty powerful stuff. And it also goes on to explain a few things here about the story behind Blab and so on. And at the bottom of the page, if I go down a bit here, you can download the app, you can follow them on Twitter, and also, if I come to their main site, which is blab.im, they have a video that shows the thing in action, and you can also sign up with Twitter. So there you go. That's Periscope and Blab, 2 very new tools that I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more of during the time to come. In this video, I want to talk a bit about Pinterest and give you a quick rundown on how you can use it for marketing. First of all, though, let me give you some background on Pinterest. Pinterest is a visual discovery, collection, and storage tool. And it's basically a picture-based social bookmarking site. It was launched in 2010, and it's free to use. And users can upload, save, sort, and manage images, known on Pinterest as pins, and other social media content, for example, videos and images, through collections that are known as pinboards. And Pinterest acts as a personalized media platform. Users can browse the content of others in their feed. And users can then save individual pins to one of their own pinboards using the Pin It button. And pinboards are typically organized by a central topic or a theme. And you can also personalize your experience with Pinterest by pinning items, creating boards, and interacting with other members. And by doing so, the user's pin feed displays unique personalized results. And Pinterest can be accessed via computers, smartphones, and tablets. And it's good for business to business and business to consumer communications. And Pinterest can actually be highly beneficial to businesses that need to showcase products or locations. So we're talking businesses like restaurants. You could have some photographs of the different foods that are on the menu. Clothing manufacturers and retailers can show the latest fashions. Car dealerships can show the latest cars that they've got in. Real estate agents can showcase houses and other properties. And tourist attractions, of course, can use it to generate interest, particularly if you've got some sort of forthcoming attraction or you're putting on some sort of an event. Then pictures on Pinterest can be very powerful indeed. And there are lots and lots of other applications for it as well. Now, Pinterest has separate accounts for business users, which have different features from the ones that you would use just for an ordinary consumer. And you can join as a business and find out more information at this site here, business.pinterest.com. And they've got some tools to help you get started, as widget builders and brand guidelines and so on. And there's also some success stories. If I just click here on this tab, you can see there's all these different companies that have been using Pinterest as part of their marketing strategy. And scroll down a bit here. You can see there's all these different types of companies, restaurants, clothing companies, all sorts of things, large and small. For example, you've got Sony and WikiHow, you've got magazines like Vogue and so on. Let's just delve into one of them here. Let's look at this one here, All Recipes. And if I scroll down, you can see it's got all the information about them. And at the bottom, you've got their featured board, you've got all their different recipes and so on. And it also explains how they use email marketing to drive pins. And there's similar stories from the other businesses that I just mentioned on the previous page. And I strongly recommend that you come to the Business Pinterest site and have a look around, because it goes into a lot of detail about how you can use Pinterest to drive traffic to your website and to build your business and to get the word out there. And Pinterest is a very underutilized tool, so you really will be getting a head start on your competition, and of course you'll be in very good company. So there you go. That's a brief overview about how you can use Pinterest to help build your business. In this video, I want to talk a bit about LinkedIn, and in particular how you can use it to boost your business. LinkedIn is a social network aimed at businesses, and it's particularly useful for business networking. It was launched in 2003, so it's been around a while in internet standards, and it's got over 364 million users in more than 200 countries. And while LinkedIn isn't as effective for direct selling as sites like Facebook, its strength lies in networking and collaborating. And you can use LinkedIn to do things like keep up to date with industry news and opportunities. You can use it to find potential services and suppliers. It's good to keep track of your own employees and your own achievements in business. And it's also good for organizing your contacts. You can use it for networking, and I suppose that is probably the primary use that most people put LinkedIn to. And you can use it to, say, find job opportunities, find JV partners, find clients and customers, find and recruit potential employees. You can use it to look for business funding or to create new opportunities. When it comes to marketing, you can use LinkedIn to increase awareness. You can use it to build brand loyalty. You can use it to create a more professional impression for your brand and for your products or services. You can use it to promote a website and gain SEO and social media marketing benefits. You can use it to find potential clients and customers. And of course, you can use it to build leads and keep in contact with them. Let's take a look at the site. To sign up for LinkedIn, come here to linkedin.com and fill out the information here and click Join Now. There are free and paid for versions of the site, but for most people, the free version is going to be sufficient. You can get lots of extra statistics and things if you have the paid for version. But as I was saying, for most people, the free version, the basic version, is perfectly adequate. When you sign up, they'll talk you through filling out the various sections. They'll want to know your name and your background and your education and that sort of thing. They'll also, with your permission, go through your email address book, especially if you've got one of these online services like Gmail or Hotmail or something like that. And they'll find people who are already members of LinkedIn, and we'll send them an email inviting them to connect with you. So you can build your network very, very quickly. Now, rather than talk you through the sign-up procedure, because it is actually fairly straightforward, let me show you the LinkedIn page of someone who's very famous and who uses LinkedIn quite a lot, and that's Bill Gates. And you can see it's got his profile picture. It says what he's doing now, his current position, where he lives, which is the greater Seattle area, his education, shows how many people are following him, and you can click the button here to follow him if you wish. You've got his recent posts on LinkedIn. It's got the background, his background summary, his experience. Shows here that he's been the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for 15 years, and before that he was co-founder and president of Microsoft. It's got his education at Harvard University and that he went to Lakeside School in Seattle. You've also got here people who viewed his profile also viewed these other people here. It's got the companies that he's following, and so on. And then there are some advertising here. You can actually advertise on LinkedIn. It's best for business to business advertising, but as I was saying earlier, it's generally better to use LinkedIn for finding things like JV partners and so on than actually direct advertising. So there you go. That's a brief overview of LinkedIn.